Shalom. We want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. We say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. The water and double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone that feed us with knowledge and understanding. And much love to the elect brethren, the true brethren on the four corners of the planet Earth that's been set up through faith to help seal the elect, because we're close, man. And you have situations where guys are going against the elders, and they're talking all types of things against the elders, and being, as Elder Gabar say, upstarts, or being young, man. You gotta remember how the Most High is set up. There's an order, man. There is an order. Okay? Just like the situation with Moses and Miriam, there's an order, man. Okay? You can't just negate the order, because you got this video that was put up about, can you rebuke an elder? Alright? This is the madness that's coming up. Guys going after their own lust, man. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the scripts, and I'm just gonna read things, because these men the Most High set up are spiritual fathers, man. Okay? They're the ones that are teaching us through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that brought a lot of the brothers into the truth. Majority all the brothers that have come up in the internet, if you're in the know now in the true knowledge, you listen to GMS and the elders of GMS. Okay? Because the Most High has seen these men fit to give them the truth to give unto us, man. Just like he set Moses up in that position to come and speak unto us, man. That's the thing about it. It's an order thing. Let me read this real quick. This is the book of Matthew's. Hold on, so let me. We'll start at Matthew's first, and I'll get that other verse. This is Matthew's 12 and verse 50. Let's turn there. This is Matthew's 12 and verse 50. And it says, "For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and mother." Okay? So it's negating family. That's why the Lord told the man, says, let the dead bury the dead. Okay? So when the Lord is speaking about the parents, is speaking about the spiritual parents the Most High set up. Let me read it again. Or I read it 49. It says, "And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father in heaven, the same is my brother and my sister and mother." Alright, so how much more our elders that have been set up through this truth to help teach us. Alright, and then this is the next verse, is the book of Ephesians. And I ain't gonna touch too much on this, because this guy's been destroyed. If you want to check videos out, you can go check out GMS Avengers. Salakia, if I don't have the name right. But the brother Yakanan's channel, I mean, check him out. He's put this man out on blast, total blast. This is Ephesians. Let's jump to that real quick. This is the book of Ephesians 6 and 1, and it says, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandments, commandments with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth." You see that? So the Most High is saying you have to respect of course you respect your mother and your father, but when it comes to this truth, you've been given a father. Okay? This mother is the knowledge, but the fathers is the men that the Most High set up to be the elders over us, the leaders, man. That's why we count them of double honors, man. It's not for you to just randomly come out and it's not so-called randomly, but your so-called thing that you have in your mind that's a problem. You said you was taking the low. You should have continued taking the low. And then this is Hebrews. This is the precept. Let's jump to Hebrews 13 and 17. This is Hebrews 13 and verse 17. And it says, obey them that have rule over you and submit yourselves. He's not submitting, man. That's why the elders say he was never in the circle. Because if you were in the circle, you know who have rule over you. And those are the men that set up through Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in the spirit, man. Those are the men that have the rule over you. Submit yourselves. You ain't submitting yourself, man. You coming out of your own lust, the own thing out of your own heart, man. It says, obey them that have rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls as they that must give account. Why it says play the role? Because the Most High is already set it up in order that they have to give account of the things that they do. They have to give account to who? The Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Not you. You're not the one they have to give account to, man. You should have kept low, man. Kept low and do the work. Because it seems, and I went to this man's page, this guy's page, and you don't see prophecies, man. You don't see news clips. You don't see things that he's supposed to be concentrated in. Of course, do the work, of course, but the prophecies are screaming right now, man. You have Russia that pulls out of the. I'm about to get into those, and later on in this lesson. But there's some real life prophecies happening right now, man. Read it again. Obey them that have rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief. That's what you trying to give the elders grief, man. It's a griefly thing, man. All these men that they've given knowledge to is rising up, man, trying to come up against them. But that's to fulfill the prophecies in the book. It says they will go after teachers having itching ears, man, going after all different types of madness. And it says one more time, Hebrews 13 and 17, obey them that have rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. And let's jump to Acts. It's going to be the last one, and we're going to jump into some prophecies, man. Jump into some news. This is the book of Acts, because you co-signing with these other guys, man. These other guys are telling that GMS is this and GMS is that. You co-signing with these guys, man. So you've become an enemy, man. Because a lot of the guys on your comment boards and that's bigging you up are talking shit on us, man, or against us. So you've co-signed with the enemy, man. You've become a traitor unto us, man. For what? $1,000, if that, or so-called whatever they giving you, man, to talk about the men that the Most High set up and have brought you the truth. Acts 20 and 28. This is Acts 20 and 28. And it says, take heed thereof unto yourselves and to all the flock over which the Holy Ghost hath made ye overseers. This is the verse that is given unto the elders, because they are overseers. And I told you that they've been set up through the Spirit, man. Take heed thereof unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Ghost hath made you overseers, to feed the church of the Most High, which he hath purchased with his own blood. For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them. Because what you trying to do, because the thing about it, if you attack our elders, man, you attack the whole head, man. So you're trying to corrupt the truth that's been given, because a lot of these black conscious are against Israel. They're against GMS. They're against Great Millstone. So you're co-signing with them and giving them a play or a pass to come at GMS, man. or come at this truth, man. But this truth is getting ready to prosper, man. When the Lord starts shaking this planet Earth, you niggas is gonna see, man. So let's jump right into the video I have. Let's listen to Nate Daniel, and then I'm gonna show up an article that cuts this charlatan, this false pastor, man.
The conspiracy theorist. One thing you'll find out about me, I am not a conspiracy theorist. A conspiracy theorist generally is a nut. 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 A crazy person. There's a lot of conspiracy theorists on YouTube.
Okay, let's go to it. This is it says scientific study reveals conspiracy theorists are the most sane of all. One more time. Scientific study reveals conspiracy theories are the most sane of all. And I'm not sitting there saying Esau's science is right and da da da. Don't go that route, man. This is just a proof, just not a proof. This is just a study, man. This is something that I'm using to help solidify what we're saying, man. Because a lot of the brothers in the truth, you're saying a lot of the brothers in the know are conspiracy theorists. Because we go into the Illuminati, we go into the fluoride in the water, we go into all the different things that so-called conspiracy theories go into, man. So let's read it. It says, I was so happy to finally see a study done on the psychology of conspiracy beliefs. It goes through the importance of belief systems in the acceptance or rejection of conspiracy theories. If you consider yourselves awakened and seeking the truth, especially in government matters, people are quick to label you a crazy conspiracy theorist just so they can validate themselves.
A crazy. A conspiracy theorist generally is a nut.
If you consider yourselves awakened and seek the truth, especially in the government matters, people are quickly label you a conspiracy theorist just so they can validate themselves. In this study, a large group of commenters were examined on a news website surrounding the topic of 9/11. Out of the 2,174 comments collected, 1,456 were coded as conspiracies, and 715 are conventionalists. Right away, right away, it's evident more people are thinking critically about conspiracies rather than just disputing them. What they found was that conspiracy commenters were more likely to argue against the opposing interpretation and less likely to argue in favor of their own interpretation, while the opposite were true of conventional commenters. In other words, the anti-conspiracy commenters were pushing on their own interpretation of the situation rather than focusing on what really happened. That's why you have the fluoride in the water. It affects your thinking, man. The brain moves in light speeds, man. It moves the neurons and the connectors. It happens. So Esau's on that level. He knows if he attacks you on that level and you skip that little bit of thought, you're going to look over the whole situation. You're going to miss it. Just like paying attention. Just like a sleight of hand, okay? If you pay attention to one thing, but you're not watching everything, you're going to miss the whole picture. Why do you think sleight of hand works, man? It says, in other words, anti-conspiracy commenters were pushing on their own interpretation of the situation rather than focusing on what really happened. The conspiracies were more likely to express mistrust and made more positive and fewer negative references. they focus more on the point of what happened rather than putting the other people down. The data also indicated that conspiracists were largely unwilling to apply the conspiracy theory labeled on their own belief. They realized that labeled carried a negative social stigma, and there is no need to plaster on these labels when trying to decode the truth. The most important part of the study found that conventionalist arguments tend to be much more hostile. This is apparent all over the internet. People who are trying to spread truth and awareness usually aren't mean about it. When people refute these ideas, it seems to always be much more aggressive. They want to push their conventional mentality so they don't have to burden their minds. People who want you to truly open your mind to new possibilities do it in a way that isn't forceful or demanding. Seeking the truth happens on your own means, so people who labeled as conspiracy theorists are just trying to help awaken our world. Being considered a conspiracy theorist is truly a noble thing. You see that? A noble thing. Because this guy right here, he's cool, man. Look at this dude. He's happy in Babylon. Nate don't gotta worry, man. Nate don't look like he gotta worry in the world, man. He don't consider that Esau's pumping fluoride in your water. Esau's pumping these false vaccines with all types of madness in it. That Esau's getting ready to chip you up, put a microchip in your ass. He's not fretting about that. He's not fretting that this martial law is about to take place and that Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are being labeled the new terrorists. He's not worried about those things. He's happy in Babylon and Sodom, man. Read that again. Seeking truth happens in your own means, so people who are labeled as conspiracy theories are just trying to help awaken our world. Being considered a conspiracy theorist is truly a noble thing. Just like they call us bums, they call us the lowest of Israel. That's a beautiful thing, man. We, like the elders have told us, we need to wear it as a badge of honor. You are pushing through the barriers of existing belief systems in order to make room for broader, more acceptable beliefs. People are still very afraid and want to defend the old paradigm. Alright, so I'm going to post this article. It's just a little couple more things left, but let's jump into the situation with Russia. Now, this is a Russian article, okay? So what I did was I took the things that was in the article and I just copy and pasted it. Copy, and then we're going to go to Google Translator, okay? And I'm going to post the article and we're going to read it through the Google Translator. Alright, and the title says Gazprom, and we know Gazprom as Russia's top exporting in oil. Its top exporter, okay? It says Gazprom will block coming. It says Gazprom will block coming to Europe via Ukraine gas. 6. See that? Now let's go back to the article, and I just want to show you so you guys know that I'm not playing no types of tricks or something like that, whatever the scoffers might say. And I'm gonna go right back to here, okay, and I'm gonna delete it, and then I'm gonna post the next part of the article. It says Russia's gas transit to Europe via Ukraine will be stopped. This was announced by head of Gazprom Alexei Miller after a meeting with deputy chairman of the Commission of Eurogas Maros Sefcovic. The head of Russia's company announced its new strategy, which must be taken because of the new energy policies of the European Union. Okay, let's jump to the next part of the article. It says now the Ukraine gas transportation system is the main chief channel for Russian gas supplies. It is main, and its main customer, the European Union. We are talking about a volume of 63 billion cubic meters per year. Total in 2013, Gazprom has sold to Europe 161.5 billion cubic meters of gas in 2014, according to the preliminary estimates. The volume of shipment fell by about 10%. The remaining volumes are supplied by pipelines running through Belarus, Turkey, and Nord Stream under the Baltic Sea to Germany. And it says Europe in the coming years plans to create energy unions and act as a single buyer in the global gas market. Gazprom will adapt to this policies, announcing Alexei Miller, but stressed that the project South Stream is now permanently closed. And if Europe wants to buy gas, it will have to build their own part of the pipeline to Turkey, which will be held on the new Russian gas pipeline instead of South Stream. So that shows you, man, this war, this thing is happening, man. Okay, they're playing chess moves, okay, but this is through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that's escalating these things, okay. So that's showing you that if they're gonna try to get gas, they got to go through Turkey. And now, let me read this next article. It says Russia just pulled itself out of the petrodollar. It says back in November, before most grasped just how serious the collapse of crude was and would become, as well as the massive implications, we wrote how the petrodollar quickly died and nobody noticed. Because of the first time in almost 2 decades, energy exports countries would pull their petrodollar out of the world's market in 2015. So this gonna crash this year, man. The dollar's gonna go up, and then it's just gonna drop, man. Like those rides at the theme parks, man. When they put you up that big tower and then they just free fall you down. The dollar's gonna go on a free fall, man. It's gonna be looking like the Weimar here in a little bit. It says the imperial death of the petrodollar followed years of windfalls for oil exports such as Russia, Angola, Saudi Arabia, and Nigeria. Much of that money funds its way into financial markets, helping to boost assets prices and keep the cost of borrowing down through so-called petrodollar recycling. We added that the 2014 the oil producers will effectively import capital amount of 7.6 billion. By comparison, they exported 60 billion in 2013 and 248 billion in 2012. According to the following graph used are based on the BNP Paribas calculation. Petrodollar exports to navigate in 2014, first time in 18 years. So you can see the chart right here, man. It says the problem was compounded by its own positive feedback loop, as the last few years vividly demonstrates. Plunging oil would lead to a further liquidation of foreign reserves for the oil exports who rush to preserve their currencies, leading to even greater drops in oil as viable producers rush to pump out as much crude out of the ground as possible in a scramble to put the weakest producers out of business and to crush marginal production. Call it game theory gone mad and on steroids. Ironically, when the price of crude started its self-reinforced plunge, such a death would happen whether the petrodollar participated or participants wanted it, or as the case may be, were dragged into the arbitrary kicking and screaming. It says it is the latter that seems to have taken place with one country that many thought initially would do everything in its power to have a massive departure from the petrodollar, and yet whose divorce from the US dollar has quickly become a very messy affair, with lots of screaming and occasional artillery shells. As Bloomberg reports, Russia may unseal its $88 billion reserve fund and convert some of its foreign currency holding into rubles, and latest government efforts to prop up the economy varying into its worst slump since 2009. These are the dollar. It says these are dollars which Russia would have otherwise recycled into U.S. into U.S. assets. Instead, Russia will purchase even more rubles and use the proceeds for FX and economy stabilization purposes. Okay, so the Russia's getting away from the dollar. I'm gonna post this article and you brothers can get into it. I just wanted to give you the gist of it. Okay, and just read down, and it has a whole bunch more truth, or a whole bunch more information. And let's go into here to show you that the world's awake. All this stuff that's happening in France, that's all planned, man. It's a Jewish run plan, because you see what happened afterwards. They had a whole bunch of military guarding synagogues and guarding the Jews, man. They had a whole military force to guard the so-called Jews, man. It says Turkish president says the unspeakable West is behind the Charlie Hebdo false flag attacks. This is very worrying development, not because of what Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said, but because it signals that the gloves are off. Now, the Mail Online has tried to obscure the impact of the potential massive stories such as this by neutralizing its impact with the frequently used NPL, neuro-linguistic programming devices. The word conspiracy theory, that term used by corporate and state-controlled media strictly as a pejorative term, and not as it was originally intended to be used, has been inserted for the purpose only to shut down any real debate or discussion. Turkish president accuses the West of being behind the Charlie Hebdo attacks, and deliberately blaming Muslims as conspiracy theorists, sweeping the internet, accusing Israel of orchestrating it. Talk about overdoing it. A little long for a headline, but nonetheless. Eric Blair would have been proud. You have to wonder if it was by MI5, asked David Slayer, and he will tell you what really happened in big media's editorial rooms. Back to the real story. Turkish president has called out what many already know and understand, that the U.S. full list here, NATO, Gladio, and MH17 or 7, MHI7, MH17, members of the Israel-U.S. Liberty Struggle and other attacks, have engaged in the past in false flag attacks. That is not debatable. That is historical facts. Okay, so here's the guy right here. Alright. So he's coming out and saying that is a false flag attack that was ran by the so-called Israelis, man, the so-called Jews. Alright, so that's coming out, and the Most High is bringing, he's lifting the skirt, man. Esau can't do nothing now without the Most High putting him out there, man. By the way of the so-called conspiracy theories, which Nate don't want to go through. Alright. Let me give one verse and I'm gonna close out. This is the book of Jeremiah, because we're in that time now. Jeremiah 45 and verse 27. It says, but fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel, for behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and be in rest and at ease, and none shall make him afraid. Fear thou not, O Jacob, my servant, saith the Lord, for I am with thee. For I will make a full end of all nations, whither I have driven thee, but I will not make a full end of thee. But correct thee in measure, yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished. Okay? So now, the Most High, we're in the times of us getting out of here, man. But also, 2/3 of our people are not going to make it, man. They're not going to come to this truth, the realization, and they're going to stay in the darkness that they've been in, man, till the missiles come. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone. Much love to the elect brethren on the four corners of the planet Earth. Keep faith. Keep faith. We're almost home. Shalom.